comprised of 5 members who are considered to be appointed public officers. And whereas members of the village ZBA are generally required to have attained the age of 18 years, be a citizen of the United States, be a resident of New York State, and a resident of the Village of Alex Bay in accordance with New York Public Office Law Number 3 in New York Village Law 3-300. And whereas the village board has found the vacancies in the membership of the ZBA are frequent, many make an establishment of a quorum difficult to achieve and potentially limit the opportunities of citizens to apply for appropriate relief before the ZBA. Whereas the village board is authorized by applicable law to reduce the number of members on the ZBA from 5 to 3 as a mechanism to ensure quorums are met and the ZBA may perform its vital tasks. Therefore, it be resolved by the village board and the Village of Alex Bay, New York as follows. 1. The foregoing receptions are incorporated herein and made part of hereof as set forth herein. The village board hereby resolves to pass a local law to reduce the number of members. What's that?
Because now you want to open the public hearing. You just introduced it.
Okay.
So
We want to open the public hearing? Everybody got it?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing concerning the reduction of ZBA members from 5 to 3.
I'll second.
I'll open the public hearing. Any input, comments on it? No?
No comment?
Close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Public hearing closed. Okay, I'll read the rest of this. The foregoing recitations are incorporated herein and made part of hereof as set forth herein. The village board hereby resolves to pass a local law to reduce the number of members of the ZBA from 5 to 3, and alternate members of the ZBA shall be entitled to participate, deliberate, and vote on matters where a conflict of interest exists for a permanent member of the Zoning Board of Appeals, and where a permanent member of the Zoning Board of Appeals is absent. The resolution shall take effect immediately. The foregoing resolution was offered by board member. I don't know if we had.
I'll make a motion that we accept the reduction in the number of ZBA members.
Okay.
I'll second.
By Sandy Udo. And seconded by Judy Coleman. And upon the roll call, the board has duly adopted as follows. Mike Putnam? Yes. Sandy Caputo?
Yes.
Judy Coleman?
Yes.
Doug Stroud?
Yes.
Gregory Millet?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the, South David. Okay.
So
the
what I'll
resolution-
do is I'll coordinate efforts with the village clerk to make sure that the local law is filed. It usually takes about 2 weeks before the state has it filed, and at that point, then this will become operative. So that'll mean then that future activities with the Zoning Board of Appeals will only require 3 members, so only 2 would have to be in attendance for a quorum to exist, so you'd be able to proceed.
Did this get advertised as a resolution or as a local
It was
law?
just, we prepared the notice of public hearing, and we sent that into the village clerk about a month ago, so,
As
yeah.
a- so it's okay.
Yeah. It's a public hearing for a local law.
Okay.
Okay, so this one, are we voting on this one tonight, too? Email, hazard mitigation resolution. This resolution doesn't have a number on it, but we'll call it number 4.
Yes, it's resolution number 4.
A resolution of the Village of Alex Bay adopting the 2025 Jefferson County hazard. Village of Alex Bay recognizes the threat of hazards posed to people and property within the Village of Alex Bay, and whereas the village has prepared a multi-hazard mitigation plan, hereby known as the 2025 Jefferson County Hazard Mitigation Plan in accordance with the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000. Whereas 2025 Jefferson County Hazard Mitigation Plan identifies mitigation goals and actions to reduce or eliminate long-term risk to people and property in the Village of Alex Bay from the impacts of future hazards and disaster. And whereas adoption of the village board demonstrates a commitment to hazard mitigation and achieving the goals outlined in 2025 Jefferson County Hazard Mitigation Plan. Now therefore be resolved by the Village of Alex Bay, New York, that in accordance with the local rule for adopting resolutions, the Village of Alex Bay, well, actually, we need to stop. We need to open the public hearing on this, correct?
Yep.
Okay, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second?
I'll second it.
All right. So we're gonna open the public hearing on this resolution for hazardous. Anybody have anything, comments to make about that?
I might make the purpose of the plan. The county has asked all municipalities and villages to fill out this survey, and it must have been, I don't know, 25, 30-page thing. It dealt with DPW, planning board, zoning board, any of the disasters that we may have had in the past 12 to 15 years. The last one was done in 2011. So what happens now by passing the resolution, if there is a disaster, the village may be entitled to FEMA funds by being involved in this. There are 44 municipalities in the county, villages and towns, and 40 of them completed this survey. So I received it approximately a month ago to go through and see if there should be any changes or updates to it. When we did this, I had a lady that the county hired, went through it page by page with it, so I didn't see any changes needed.
Okay. Anybody else? Motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Okay. Well, the public hearing is closed. In accordance with the local rule for adopting resolutions, the Village of Alex Bay Board adopts the 2025 Jefferson County Hazard Mitigation Plan. Plan approved by the community may be edited or amended after submission for review, but will not require the community to re-adopt any further iterations. Remember that. This only applies to the specific plan and does not absolve the community from updating their plan in 5 years. It doesn't have an individual here, but I'm gonna call an individual vote for it here. So I'll just write it in here. Judy?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Yeah, and myself, yes. So we all, okay, resolution adopted, number 4, we'll call it. Okay, I guess we'll open it up for public comments. Anybody have anything they want to bring up? Timing it today, it's hot, so you got 3 minutes.
All right. Wait, the wrong people aren't here.
He's right on top of it today.
Okay, Hans, buddies, couple walk down sidewalks that are all
Oh.
cracked up.
Anybody want anything they want to bring up, public comments? Okay. Hold that up. Correspondence. I want to read a couple of these ones. This one's from the,
Well, you got the man sitting right there. Let him talk. Let him talk about it.
you want
Fire
to,
district right here.
you want to read
Court
that?
talk
Or
about it.
Which one first?
Whatever,
you want.
whatever one you want to.
Okay, so from the Alexandria Bay Joint Fire District,
Yep.
what we're looking at, we're trying to keep our budget in line, of course, for the taxpayers, and we've been paying quite a hefty sum for the boat dockage every year, and it's an unsafe condition for the firefighters to go on those docks. So I talked to the mayor previously, a couple months ago, looked at all the docks that are potentially able to fit the fireboat on, and we would like to ask in writing officially that we have a portion of the Platoon Street dock assigned to the fire department. And that would be used for fire, EMS, police response only. You guys get to pick the side, of course. And in addition to that, that will save us some money, so it reduces the tax liability. And it would increase the response, or decrease the response time to the places we respond to and to the boat itself. So far this year, we've only had 7 calls so far, and we hope to limit the number of calls. but it would enhance the ability to respond out really faster. We're asking permission also to be able to place an electrical pedestal on the dock so we can keep our equipment charged up, like our defibrillators, battery chargers, and put a camera up on the telephone pole. We got a letter from National Grid, they'll let us put one on that pole. Then we're gonna run power to it, probably from an adjacent property owner, Hutchinson's most likely, and that will have a pedestal on the dock with 120 volt GFIC 20 amp, just so we can do that. Then in addition, we want to put some signage up at the end of that street, emergency vehicles only. So if somebody parks there, the police can enforce that. Right now, it's not too bad, but there has been people parking in front of those spots. So I'm asking officially, if you think about that for 2026 season to start it, we already paid our contract for 2025, so we're not looking to do it this year. Move on to the next one, or you want to act on
Can
that?
I comment?
Yes.
We've tried to dock before. Did any of the older firemen let you know? And
Yeah.
it did not work
Why?
because of the firemen trying to get down into Bethune Street and going down through into the village on Church Street. When they come flying in, it's going to be living, I'm just telling you, because that's exactly what, we weren't in there 3 weeks, I think we were there 3 weeks, and we got thrown out of there and put back in the boathouse.
Why, because they were speeding?
Yeah, they gotta get down Bethune Street and down them side streets to get to that dock.
Yeah, so how I,
And you gotta go through traffic unless you come down Church Street. I'm fine with it. We tried it, I just wanted to let you know,
So
that we did try it once.
okay, so how I would answer that, so, we've had a lot of changes in the last 6 months
Yep.
here. One of the changes is the firefighters respond to the station, get their proper apparatus, get their proper PPE on, because you can't go fight a fire without proper clothing. So now we think we're gonna limit it, POVs, personal vehicles, to that area. We think, we hope. There's always gonna be an exception on a medical call, because an EMT under New York state law can't pass the scene. So if it's closer, they're gonna be able to go there. But the firefighters will come here to get their gear first. Most of the calls, fortunately, time matters, so it's gonna reduce the amount of time coming out of the Bonnie Castle, I'm gonna call it the canal there.
Yeah.
Because there we have to crawl up because of other docks and boaters and stuff. There, we're still gonna have to maintain, responsibility. So we're still gonna have rules in place, and I understand your concern. Hopefully you can tell me if you have any concerns, and we can address those, and especially if anything does happen, we'll address it right away, so we don't have to hear it from you.
Yeah, it was fine, we tried it, but it just,
What side of the dock did you use?
we used, as you're coming into it, the right-hand side, on the left.
Whichever side
On the left
you
as you're
think's
looking
best.
out.
Looking at it.
But
Either side works.
I would suggest, and this is just a suggestion, if you're gonna do power, do your own power. There's a power pole right there.
Yeah,
So we could.
You don't want to go to electrician?
We could.
Yeah, I have to get, because it's a utility pole, I have to get special permission to use that, like, the village could do it for
For
decorations.
Christmas, we'll put Christmas lights on it.
So if you had an outlet there for Christmas lights, and then they only charge you $18 a year, that's great. 'Cause we're
We need to
have a
put Christmas
sub-
lights on the poles, what you're telling us.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, we have to put a sub-meter in there.
Okay.
Jared, you got
We're
that?
better off putting the outlet there for you. Putting
But
Christmas
only the
decorations.
municipality, your municipality can ask for that.
They're probably not gonna let you put
So I'd love it if you guys would vote on it, so I can.
I think we should make a
my budget.
decision.
Yep, I do too.
I'll make a motion to allow the fire district to park at the Bethune Street dock as I'm looking at it on the left-hand side, correct? If I'm looking at it, left-hand side.
Let them pick a side.
Yeah,
Okay.
You guys pick, you
Does any-
decide.
Wherever you guys want.
Does anybody else got any input, Dougie or Cindy, on that?
I think it's a good idea, because I know down at Bonnie Castle, where the boat is, my boat's right down there by it, and the last call I saw, it took them a while to get out of there.
You can't have that.
Because they were all jammed up at the gas dock, and by the time the fireboat got out of there, people didn't know where to go. It's not very wide, you know what I mean? Everybody was trying to get out of their way, and they did get through there finally, but I think the other end would be a lot easier for
And
them.
I'm concerned for the responders too, for the safety. Some of the docks that I'm gonna call them fingers.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a little bit too unsafe for older members like myself. So if they're young kids and they wanna go for a swim, walk that dock.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
You guys are in a narrow spot down there.
Here's a
Very.
great.
All your stuff carried in.
For years down that dock.
Anybody else want any input?
I got a couple questions.
Go ahead. What's that?
Got a couple questions.
On
So you're
this?
talking about getting the vehicles down to Bethune Street, and you're having a problem with traffic. Now, is Church Street a village street, or is
That's
it
a state.
State road.
state road?
State.
And well, your big, because during the Christmas parade, we were watching it, it had to be an emergency vehicle come into the village, and there were cars parked on both sides, and they had a hell of a time trying to get to the hospital.
So that was
Is
my-
there any way
That
that
was
we
my
could,
next thing, take
Well,
one side of the
Church
street off.
Street, either
If
open
the firemen
or-
realize they should go down Crossman Street.
Yeah. To get down to where you're going.
Yeah.
They'd be better off rather than coming
Then go all
downtown.
over the
to
hill
Cross-
and go down Bethune, you go down Crossman.
Right, even Washington Street around the back way and they're there. You know what I mean? They avoid all that downtown.
So one of the things we did to answer your question, so we reduced our fleet by 3 pieces of apparatus and we bought a smaller multi-purpose mini pumper. So we're able to have more firefighters respond safely. It's a lot narrower, so we can go to camp roads, we can go over Iroquois Bridge, we're not worried about, like, if we took our ladder truck, we can't make a corner, everybody's parked on both sides. So we're addressing all those things, having all of our apparatus dual function now. So our heavy rescue's gone, the spare ladder truck's gone, so we're not having any duplication of equipment anymore.
Okay, Jody, you want to entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to allow the fire district to park their emergency vehicle at the Bethune Street dock.
I'll second it. I'm
All
not
in favor?
against it.
All in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that's starting when,
Have you-
26?
Next year.
26, yeah.
Have your guys look.
Spring of 26.
Whichever's easier for them to get into, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we'll
Because you got the
practice.
cement dock on the other side, just maybe they'll.
They'll take their pick, you know.
Yeah, I'll crack it out.
Like I say, we'll get all the signs you're gonna need, get all that stuff, it's wherever you guys want it.
Oh,
And
perfect.
starting when?
The 2026 season, so probably.
Be spring of 26.
The next item is, thank you plaque for the village of Alexandria for helping us with the Thousand Island Charity Poker Run. Part of your efforts, we're able to, we've far surpassed our goals this year. We're gonna be able to provide 40 wishes, the Wish. Also, all the local fire departments will make a contribution, the River Hospital, et cetera. So this list is asking for next year's date, and so this would be our 10th year of asking, and it worked out perfect. So everything's the same as last year, it's just asking you far in advance. And I put times down, we're gonna start it 30 minutes earlier and end it 30 minutes earlier. And line by line, the one thing I realized last year, I didn't ask permission from the board to land 3 helicopters behind the police station. So I have to ask that this year. Okay with the fire department already. So basically, one other thing we're asking this year is besides what we had, the new wharf that you have out front, we want to have that designated for that time also for the Coast Guard, Park Police, New York State Police, and the Clayton Fireboat to park there during our A-Bay event.
I'd like to see that dock used.
Well, we used it that day, but we didn't have permission, but I should have asked in advance, so we're asking a year in advance now, and it's the 3rd weekend of July next year, and we had well over, I'm gonna say roughly 118 boats. Judy, did you count them when you were down there?
Yeah, I thought I had, with everything, it was like 136.
Okay, so with the public
Everything.
safety boats. We had the New York State Police, their dive team there, so they had 3 extra boats. It's their river marshals. So basically, this is just so you can put it in the calendar, hopefully approve it, so we can start planning for next year's event. And we netted over $499,000 this
Really?
for 1 week.
Good for you guys, that's
All of it's going to charity.
beautiful.
And we couldn't have done it without the village staff. And I think if you look at all the businesses down there, the first year they were sort of wishy-washy. Last year they were very receptive. This year they were embracing everything. So I think
That was a
we
pretty good
finally got
weekend.
a lot of buy-in. And thank you for your people. They were fantastic.
We wanna make a
Your
motion to
people were
accept that?
fantastic.
Yep, I'll make a motion that we allow the, Thousand Islands International Charity Poker Run to come back next year on Saturday, July 18th with the, including all of the requests that they've got.
Second.
Okay.
Judy, second. All in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're
The
welcome.
last one is for the community for betterment. And I have a little token of our appreciation. It's a wet dry bag for all the board members. You put your stuff in for the boat and it won't get wet. And so this thing here, what we're looking for is the second weekend of July, July 10th, for all the golf course, the tennis, and then July 11th is for the Park Pavilion, Village Beach. And that one, all that money also goes to the community. We help out a lot of different people that need help. And if you ever know anyone that needs help, too proud to ask for it, please let one of our board members know. And we're always looking for other people that are in need. And we couldn't have done this at all without the village. So, thank you for all your work, everybody up there. It was unbelievable, well received, and next year's our 25th anniversary, and we haven't even started yet. We already raised $30,000 for next year. So it's just unbelievable what we'll be able to give back to the community.
So that's the weekend you want? Do we wanna make another motion to grant them that weekend?
I'll make a motion to allow community betterment to be Friday, July 10th and Saturday, July 11th of 2026.
Get a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Got anything else?
No, I'm just gonna listen a little bit. Yes.
I got a little bit of correspondence here, but I don't know if I wanna read it. Thought I did.
Do you still wanna know about the weekend?
I think most of what you see in correspondence is people asking, two people that are asking for forgiveness, I believe.
We'll do it in the end, and the other, okay. All right. Did everybody look at the minutes from the last meeting? July? Is that what it is? Is that, were we missing this, minutes in July 8th that we
Yeah.
didn't approve? Says July 8th, should it be August 8th?
No,
No,
Oh,
the
July.
last one,
You and I want-
within everybody's box.
It's August right now.
you and I want.
We were, sure, that's what got me all messed up. Okay. Did everybody read the minutes to approval? Did anybody look at them? Are they good?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from July 8th, 2025.
Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did everybody get a chance to review the bills for abstract as presented?
Yep.
Any questions on any of them?
Hmm?
I did some today.
Motion to accept the bills as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve abstract number 2 as presented.
Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Lee, do you wanna take off? You wanna do your report here?
Okay. Last week, the planning board met, we had 4 public hearings, maybe just an update of what they did down on Anthony Street. There's a vacant lot just before the birdhouses back in 2020. The Johnsons got approved for 2 cabins down in there. They never completed the project, so they had to come back to the planning board to start all over again, and those were approved. They're gonna be seasonal rentals, that's their goal, rather than a short-term rental down there. The Governor Savings and Loan, they do have a sign up there now that says time and temperature. They're changing it to a more of a message board, time and temperature, and, you know, whatever they may want to put on there. It will be shorter than what's there now. The new code only allows 14 foot, And so they're proposing, they first proposed 17 foot, so they are complying with that. Dark Island Spirits got approved for a second seasonal sign. It'd be as you're coming down the hill. Again, their request was higher than what we're allowed. It can only be 10 foot there. And the skate rink or sportsplex, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, the ZBA granted a rear yard variance on the back side of the building for their addition, which is a little over 5,000 square feet. And then the planning board approved the site plan. We had to do what they call a long form seeker, because this is a community project, and so there's like a 13 or 14 page environmental report that we had to go through that was prepared by Andrew Garlock, and then the planning board had to go through a part 2, which is 10 page, and it could get very complicated referring back and forth to it, but they worked themselves through that, and they did grant that it did not have any significant environmental impact on the project. So now it's, they're in the process, I think, if I remember right, trying to seek some more money, but they do have village approval to go ahead with that project. Looks like they would like to start later in 2026. It's going to impede some of the summer activities in there, but I guess those are things you have to give to get with it. And on next Wednesday, the planning board is meeting for another site plan for the photo booth down at the river walk. I've issued 2 stop work orders. They ripped them both off, and it is breaking the law, as I understand it. So we do have an application with it. We'll see what happens there. I know, Mike, you did not want it on the Riverwalk. I would like to either have some type of correspondence if the village board so desires that it not be on the Riverwalk. But that's your trustee's position on it, or someone be at the meeting, one or the other, if that's your position with it, so.
Do it. Let's take a vote on that. What do you think about the photo booth on the Riverwalk? Do you think it belongs there?
No, I don't think it belongs on village property, because if you do that for them, you're gonna have to do it for others.
It's just,
It should be on his property there.
it is, but it's just off.
It should not be on the village property at all, is my opinion.
They have to enter the village property to enter the booth.
Well, that's fine.
It's tight, because where it is now, it's not on village property.
But that's no different than walking into a store on the
Right.
sidewalk.
Yeah, but it gets moved. There are times it is on Riverwalk. It should not be on the Riverwalk at all.
No, it shouldn't. What we're saying is it shouldn't be on the Riverwalk at all, as if you're walking up the Riverwalk, to step into their property off the Riverwalk. It shouldn't.
Well, or off the sidewalk. If you
Yeah.
took out part of the fence and you had it right there, you walk off the sidewalk onto his property.
I personally think it takes away from the Riverwalk. It
Yeah.
doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
He's got a whole fence
Got a
line there,
whole big property.
property line, he should put it someplace else.
Right.
So
I don't think-
why can't he just turn it 180 and aim it towards the sidewalk and walk in just like you do any store with permits?
Because they don't want to.
And technically speaking, it should be out of there until they.
Till they do it.
It's been, they,
Resolved.
if, here it is almost August,
And
by
it's not a
September
corner. You turn
or
it
Labor
one
Day,
time,
they
it's
don't
on the
care,
sidewalk.
because they,
Somebody should pick it up and take it to the DPW.
well, that's what we, Garrett, that's what I want you to do. Here's the thing, you either pick it up, or go take one of them concrete benches and set it in front of it, if they can't move.
I mean, if I put one down there, wouldn't somebody go yell at me and say, move it, or we're gonna take it?
And I understand it's a
times
money
have
maker
you-
for them, but they're not following the rules.
But
They just
got
did whatever they
a place
wanted.
to put it.
How
That
many
is a
times
lease,
have-
that is a lease business.
Right, it is, they leased it from,
Can they legally just turn it and enter it from the sidewalk?
Isn't there a fence there that prevents that?
Ricky would have to move the fence.
Yeah, through the fence
The
there.
fence is.
he set the fence back.
You
He cut it down.
you already cut the square out of the fence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he moved
you'd
it
have
All
back.
you gotta do is turn it 180, and it's.
But it
you
just
step
doesn't
off-
look right
It
next to the
can't-
Riverwalk.
Yes, it cannot block the Riverwalk.
Right.
No, it wouldn't block it, but it just don't look good on the Riverwalk, on the a vending machine on the end of, that's what I call it.
That's what it is.
But no, it's not a vending machine.
It's not,
Well-
It's
it's
structured, because a vending machine, you
Right.
put money in and you get something out of it.
Well,
This,
and-
you climb inside of it.
Right, but technically, isn't it supposed to have water also? No?
But
don't believe so.
it's considered.
If it's on the property, there's water on the
Available,
property.
okay.
That's something they would have to determine, you know,
But
with
it's
the owner of
basically
the property.
considered a utility shed is the way I look at it, because you climb inside of it. It's not a vending machine. There's a gray area there, but I'm just saying, it doesn't belong there. So-
Well, you know, whatever the trustees decide, let it be known to the planning board, either through some type of correspondence of being there, next Wednesday.
Are you done? You got anything more?
Yeah, I'm done.
I've got a question, and this probably go in front of the board. Terry Bono got a permit for her sandwich
Yeah,
board,
I forgot, I didn't bring that up, but go ahead, yeah.
and because they're nonprofit, I don't know what the fee was, but she asked if it was possible not to be charged for that permit.
And what permit is this?
Their sandwich board, the new rule is supposed to be within 3 feet of the door and tethered. They've had it down on the Riverwalk, and she did have some attendance figures showing, the increase since they've had the sandwich board down on the Riverwalk, rather than having it up by the door. I don't know when she started it, but the ZBA did take that into consideration. She does take it down at night, puts it inside, but it is down on the edge of the Riverwalk on their property, as I understand it. As far as the fee structure, I guess that's more of a, it would be, $100 for the, site plan and $150 because it's a seasonal sign.
Right.
So it'd be $250, so it's whatever.
Is this for the Cornwall Brothers building?
Yeah, you can't see it, and she wanted, and what she was asking me was to waive the fee, because they're a nonprofit.
They're nonprofit, right, yeah.
So, I guess that's a board discussion if you want to waive
Yeah, I
the
don't have a
fee.
problem.
Me neither, I don't have a problem with it.
We need a motion to,
I'll make a
Put on there,
motion that
do
we
work for 'em, I
waive
waive
the
my
Cornwall
fee.
Brothers signboard fee.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have saving you an invoice tomorrow.
Did she pay, or did?
No.
Okay. All right, that
I
was my
left
question.
I left her a message, I didn't,
I mean, it's kind of important, the museum there, and it's out of sight, and I can understand that, you gotta make an exception, but, all right. Jared, you up?
Yes. So, we are working on the docks last week and this week. What we're doing is we might have to go over to Carthage. They sell the plastic barrels over there, Greg knows, over to Johnson Brothers, right to the other side of,
We're on top of the hill there, going down, I know where it is.
So, we're taking both of the bungs on the barrels, and what we're doing is air in, air out. Water in, water out. So what we're doing is we're filling full of water out there, and we're sinking them. We got tubes on them about this tall. So when we sink them, we float them up underneath the docks, and we build, what we were using is a rough cut that we have out back, nice big tube eyes. And we're building cribs, not cribs, but I'm gonna call them cribs. So once we slide the barrels under, we take the air compressor, and what we're doing is we're pushing the water back out of the one tube, back out the other one. And then we're capping them, and then they reflow, and they're picking up the docks. It'll get us out of the issue that we're having right now, so when you guys see some bills for some hoses and some PEX fittings, you guys will understand that that's what we're doing. And hopefully this winter, even that whole situation will help us to get them redone the right way, but right now, the blue barrels, putting water in them, sinking them, and then blowing the water back out of them is actually really working.
It works, I know what you're doing, yeah.
It's working great.
Yeah.
So, that's going on down there. We fixed 3 sewer laterals on Walton Street that were cracked at the 22s. It's just weird that every single one of them down through there has actually cracked and was accepting dirt and stuff, and that's where some of the little potholes are coming from down the side. High Street was ground today, in one day. I talked to the guy on the grinder. Suco had given us a price for 2 days for the grinder. He says that if we work late tomorrow night, that he thinks we can grind all of Walton Street in one day. So,
Really?
hopefully by tomorrow night, all the
Do we
bulbs
get a break
should
on
be
that?
down. Well, yeah, it'll be the $1,600 for the day will be gone for that grinder for the next
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's that. Right now, we have some of the grindings up into people's driveways. Tomorrow, we have to go and we have to get the rest of them around the water shut-offs and everything.
The manholes and,
Yeah, if anybody has any issues, I'm gonna let Erica know to let us know, but if they need more stone to ramp in their driveways until they come back and they put stuff back in, we'll go down and I'll do a couple little different ramps in the driveways or whatever we need to do, so they don't bottom out. So we'll get that done. We've been painting guardrails, we painted the handrail back up by Shavisty's, the salt kinda got to the bottom of it, we've been painting them, trying to get some of the picnic tables up to the pavilion cleaned up and painted up there. We still are replacing park meter posts that are dented or that we've straightened and they're crooked still and they look awful, so. My CDL guy, he's been, driving the tractor trailer, he's been hauling sludge out of the sewer plant, so we've been doing that. I would love to have the permission for the F-450 to decommission it and put it up for surplus, put it on Auctions International. I just think that if
you
I
don't
could.
plan on using it, right?
No.
No.
No. I would like to see if that money we get from that truck, the other truck that we had got did come with the harnesses and everything, so I would only have to buy just the plow. And I would like to put a new Fisher, poly sander in the back. They were supposed to get back to me with a price. And this is just whatever we get out of the truck, if the numbers match. If not,
Right.
then I'll keep the old Western. It's getting tired, but
Yeah.
I can do it.
Make it work.
I can make it do, okay? So we've had a lot of, issues down to the park with kids being able to go down to the wharf. It's kinda out of the way, you know, they're kinda running rampant, garbage all over. It's just, seems like it's a great handout or a hangout for kids.
They're, I have video somebody sent me, they're jumping off the bridge again, and there's, I mean, we had the same problem last year, except I think this year might be worse, and I'm not going down to chase them
Yeah.
off, because they look at me and
That's-
the
that's
language
act-
comes out of their
That's
mouth.
actually a police issue.
Yeah.
Well,
That's,
So-
standing on them piers too and jumping off them piers.
Well, there's no signs down there that
So-
says no jumping,
Yeah,
no swimming,
no
no
swimming,
diving,
right,
there's
yeah.
nothing.
So I'm gonna go to the sign shop,
We already, I talked to Jared today about that.
and we'll get that.
Swimming prohibited type of
Yeah.
sign.
Something, especially by the bridge.
Yeah. And there's one on the bridge, there's one that sits
Yeah, I
right
know,
there.
we did this
So-
last year, and the
Um,
attitude, well, my father did this.
I was too old, I never got to jump off the bridge.
The only other thing is I was wondering maybe, we have a power source on the lift that I don't know if it's something that we need to try to get with, our camera people that already have one down there that we look at Bull Castle with, to set one up on the lift down there, so we can just have a camera down there and.
So you know if the kids are playing with it.
I mean, just sometimes even just a camera there kind of deters them, but
Yeah,
just something to think about, and you guys, you know, just let me know what
Good idea.
direction you guys want me
that
to
is
go.
a bad idea.
But if I can get the okay to, surplus the 450, and that's all I got, so.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to allow Jarrett to put that 450 on Auctions International.
Yeah,
I'll
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
thank you.
Do you wanna, are you gonna, you say you want another plow?
So it's already got the hookup and
You're
stuff,
gonna-
and there's an old one over there that's beat, I mean, and I can do with it, but it's a Fisher. I have all Westerns, but all the electronics are already in the truck. It's not the wiring harness, it's not any of that, the cheap place, it's just a
You wanna
plow.
get a price on it, bring it back
So-
next meeting?
I called them today,
Did the town put a new plow on, or did they?
so they kept the plow off of that
Yeah,
truck.
they kept it, yeah.
But we still have the cheap plates, the computer, everything.
I just wanted to use.
Speaking of that truck, we need to make a motion to accept that too, right?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept that truck from the town of Alexandria.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There we go.
Thank you.
Now we'll put a plow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, now we can put a plow.
Now we will, yeah.
So I will ask, and it's gonna be a 10-footer, that's what was on it before, it's a 1.5-ton truck, I mean. So, but, I called today, and usually they're right back to me, but if the owner was out of the building, then he's usually the one I talk to about it.
You just find the plow though, you don't need the frame or nothing, just
Just a
yeah.
And if they have one that's a year old,
Yeah,
they usually just have that are even
Yeah.
worn, then I'm okay with that,
right, yeah.
so. But I'll let you guys know on that, okay?
Yep.
But thank you. That's it.
Good, thank you. Let's do the trustees part. Got anything for us, Judy?
Just a little bit. Okay, right now we have two dock attendants, 2 have gone, so we have enough coverage to get through Labor Day weekend. We still have plenty of lifeguards, so that's a good thing. You took care of the floaters. I'm gonna have information for everybody probably in the next couple of days. And Court told me this, DOCWA, is that how what you say? It's an app you get on your phone, and if you have your own big private boat, or any kind of boat, you can ask where to dock it, kind of like that boat did in Clayton, and we could accept boats at our wharf. We have water, correct? And we could, if we could do something, I think electric is kind of there. But then you would be on this app that people look and say, where
The big
can I,
boats.
the big boats, where can I dock within so many miles? Then you just charge a fee, and I only have Clayton, there's 3 here, it's Horizon Marina, Thousand Islands Club, Clayton, and I think the next one is upriver somewhere, but it's something I'm gonna look at, so we're prepared for next season, that
That's a
we
good
can do
idea.
this. And then, the only other thing, while Court's here, if you could explain to the board in 5 minutes or less, the piece of equipment we should have on either side of the dock that will circulate the water to keep that goopy stuff away, that everybody complains about.
Yeah, so down in Carnegie Bay is where I learned about it. So Carnegie Bay, Iroquois Island, my house, a couple of my neighbors' house, even River's Edge. It's just sort of like a ice blower, so they call it a muck blaster. It costs about $22 a year to run it. And I have one on the end of my dock, so when Uncle Sam starts up their boat, all that muck that they send to me just goes back to them. And it keeps the seaweed gone, it keeps everything gone. So down by the village dock, I'm gonna call that Upper James dock, you have that little dead end there. If you have these little things, and you're welcome to come down to my docks and look at them, it just makes a little tiny current. As long as you don't aim it down, you don't need the DEC permit, because you're not dredging, you're just making the stuff that came
I know exactly what you mean.
back out. They're roughly $1,800 for a 1 horsepower, 3/4 might be 1,400, 1/2 horse might be 1,000. But they really work. Everybody's starting to use them because with the water level fluctuating so much, it extends the season. It's gonna reduce the manpower you get down on the dock, cleaning all that garbage. Unfortunately, it will go someplace else, but
Right.
it's not gonna go where all your visitors see it. So right now, you walk down the dock and say, geez.
Everybody
Sure.
complains about it, so I'd like,
Yeah.
if we could look at it, and
It'd be
for
worth
next
looking
year-
into, yeah, it would
Yeah.
be.
I know the one rule is, because I checked with the DEC, I can't aim it down. They won't let you dredge.
No, it's gotta be,
It's gotta be
Level.
90 degrees.
It's a long way to push that stuff down that dock.
I know it is, but you'd be surprised with a little
They
curve.
work really good. I have no stuff in my harbor, you know, where you're
Right,
launching.
I've seen yours, yeah,
There's nothing, so.
I will check into it.
Yeah, I think it would be worth doing, it would make people pretty
If
much
that
happy.
end clean, it would be
I think we
definitely.
should get down and blow Ronnie's off his boats for a little bit, put him in there right now and try it.
Yeah, he would.
He's got big
stuff
ones.
around.
Yeah.
We have a lot of goop in there, muck, whatever you wanna call it. And
Yeah,
that's,
it's kind of an eyesore, dead fish and stuff.
yeah,
Anything else?
that's pretty much all I have.
Amy, anything about the golf course you want to bring up?
Sure. I forgot to do. First, when everybody leaves tonight, if you would just do a little rain dance, okay? We need rain. I've got more brown than green, but Greg is doing a great job keeping the greens watered. He's trying to do as many tee boxes as he can. They're not looking half bad. Thank you for showing some spots. I see where some things were dug up. Water spigots that we didn't even know we had, we're finding, which has been very helpful. Last Wednesday, the Women's League had a record turnout for their member guests with 29 teams. We had to rent some carts, we didn't even have enough, from John Cunningham over in Governor, so thank you, DPW. They went over and picked them up for us, and then John came and picked them up on Wednesday when we were done. The Betterment Tournament went awesome. We did have one little mishap. Kathy Satterley fell in a hole by the tennis courts and broke her ankle. Thank you again, DPW. They came up as soon as I realized where it was. All the holes have been repaired and we're good. Tennis for Betterment has donated new brushes, some replacement rollers, a new type of squeegee to help get the water off the tennis court, and a replacement center net. So thank you to them, and I meant to stop and grab a thank you card and forgot, but I will get it so that we can all sign it. And just thank you to Jamie Stockton and all of the Betterment crew for all of their hard work also, because this is definitely a great thing for the community all the way around. The town did bring in some dirt for around the new pickleball courts when we get them finished. Now we need some good topsoil and finish doing some final grading and seeding in the fall. Hopefully we can get we'll start getting water again, and once it cools off we can do that. Can any of you guys who've been on the golf course for years, apparently Rod mentioned to Greg, and Greg called me today, on that pond. Did we ever use village water to fill that pond?
Yes.
There's a valve there.
There's a valve right there at the end of the pond, you can turn it right on.
Okay, he asked me my thoughts about that.
But what you wanna do is not forget it. Go back the next morning. Cause it's usually full by the time you get back.
I thought it was my swimming pool, had to run right out the concrete.
Yeah, no, there's a line right there to fill it.
Do we wanna do that, or do we wanna ask the
We always
fire
have.
department to bring river water?
Always fill it. Always fill it with that thing.
But yeah, well, I guess the ground's pretty hard, they could drive out there, that's for sure, you don't have to worry about that.
And what we would do is, let the DPW use our equipment to fill it. We wouldn't supply the manpower, but they're welcome to use it. But they have 3 or 4 members anyway in our department. If you want to
And
use
you
the
don't,
tankers.
and you're okay with river water?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that.
You built that for me?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Save on the water.
Yep.
I just would rather not use chlorinated water that we're paying for to treat and stuff. I just kind of like, but I would like to get some water in there.
Okay.
That would be
Gotta
awesome.
be getting pretty low.
Oh, she's low, she's low. Numbers are up on the golf course, tennis. I did get one complaint that they had to wait half hour, 45 minutes, and I'm sorry, I could not reply and call them back, because I'm doing this. Yes, they're using the courts and we're busy, so I'm sorry about that. But as of July 31st, the financials that we've got, we're showing a positive $12,000, so I'm very excited about that. I sent you guys that picture last night. Do any of you recognize who that guy was?
No.
Is he, because our rule is for residents over 80, town and village, get to play free at the golf course. And Melissa said he's been getting a pass for years, but when she sent me his license, it said Florida resident, and when I Googled property ownership, I didn't see that he owned anything, so I just thought, well, maybe I don't know him, I don't know a lot of
He lives in
people.
Wagner's Marina. I've seen him before.
I don't know him.
I think he lives in Wagner's Marina. Out of Wagner's.
There's many old people that live in Wagner.
He lives beside him.
Maybe you know him.
I think
If you, I mean,
he comes from down that way, I know that.
if anybody would let me know that he's definitely like a regular and
What's his name?
I'm looking, where is,
I can see where he comes from.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him, and the name I didn't know.
James, Oh, you know him?
No, does not look familiar to me.
I don't know.
Wasn't there a guy here at the last meeting that was talking about the Gulf?
That's not him.
No, it's not him.
Oh, man, I'll check.
He's definitely done
Wendy tomorrow.
Okay. I don't know. I'm out, my jury's out on it because I can't have
When he comes back
everybody,
in, have him just call us and say where he lives, you know, so we know.
yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
Woody
I'll ask
Holmes
him.
in the town of
If that's the
Alexandria.
case, anybody that's 80 and over, and then in the area, say,
Yeah,
hey,
and we can't do that. I mean, I can't let everybody play over 80, because that's gonna be all of us here real soon.
Don't say
But
that.
anyways, that's all I've got on the golf course.
Okay, before we stop, I need to make a motion to pay the governor gentleman for the golf carts that we borrowed or loaned.
Yep,
Yeah.
That
I'll
was
make-
what, $100?
yep, I'll make a motion that we pay $100 to John Cunningham
pretty
for,
reasonable.
yeah, it was $20 a cart.
Second on that,
I'll second it.
all in favor? Yep.
Thank you.
Sandy, can I ask you a question? on
Sure.
pickleball? When you get ready to strike the pickleball, can you look at what Clayton just did, not what Swan Bay did?
Where is Swan Bay's courts? I was down there last week
Next to the farmer's
looking.
market. Their fence is like 4 foot high, so if you serve, you're gonna be running to get your ball. And so,
We're not putting a fence around it.
So look at Clayton's.
What'd they do? They put a fence around there?
No, Clayton, painted it the right way. Oh. It's actually the right paint, the right stripes, the right.
I got some pictures of some down in Florida when I was down there.
I played down there.
And they were some nice courts, and it was real simple though, the way they did them.
Where
I
in
mean,
Clayton?
Right behind the rec center. So you know where, they have all the little shows and stuff.
Yep.
I know where it is, yeah.
So between the village DPW bar
Yeah.
and the rec center.
Okay.
Brand new, they just painted them.
I go by there all the time.
If you wanna look at a second, go over the TI club, those have just got redone. Those are really nice.
Okay.
Do you wanna add anything to Jared, sir?
Just that we got the speed signs up on the streets, that we knocked them down to 25, that's about, other than that, Jared pretty much covered everything, except for that, we'll see how it works out, I mean, you know, hopefully our new chief will write a couple tickets and that'll slow them all down.
Okay?
Just I'm getting it from the old folks that are going up to the pavilion. Jeff did a good job, cause the wheelchair got stuck in the dip there, right, as you're going up the ramp with the blacktop.
Oh.
So I wanted to make sure everybody knew, so when he starts blacktopping the street, if there's leftover blacktop, we'll blacktop that rail
That will
and make it,
Yeah.
right, cause they can't get up over the bump.
Them stairs are getting bad too. That's
Yeah,
what it
the
is.
stairs are
We gotta do
bad.
something about them.
Well, you gotta quit letting the motorcycles go up there. You gotta stop, that's.
They put a ramp up there though.
They hit, though,
They
they
hit
ruin
it.
it.
Oh,
They're
did
the
they?
one
I'll
ruining it,
hop
yeah.
back out again, so.
Oh.
And, but there's a couple benches in the pavilion too, check with the paint, they were pretty bad. I won't bother you no more, 'cause you're not mine.
You're all right.
This one's gonna go towards you too a little bit. It's a water plant. I don't know why they haven't changed their typing yet, but this one says for the month of May, we're satisfactory, so I think we're a little bit behind.
Copy and
In
paste.
May, we were fine.
Copy and paste.
But, the level transducer went on the clear well, they got that replaced. They've been having, now, the plant, seeing that we're gonna try to doctor it up, is going fast. It's falling apart day by day. There's something going wrong every day down there. They read their meters for the quarter. What they had was the high lifts. We've been having trouble with the high lifts. We can't keep them running, keep blowing fuses, and we talked about it the other day in the meeting. I think you left a little bit early, but I did go down and talk to Pat the next morning. I told Pat, I says, you gotta look in the panel. Because she was at the panel, they've got it to the panel now. So they're figuring that one set of blocks is gone, because they rewired the other pump over in there and ran it, and it blew the fuse again. So that one block is gone. Remember the Westinghouse block we changed that night? That's the block that's gonna have to get changed. I can't believe I can remember back that far, but it's, that's, so I helped him out on that a little bit, and he got that.
Just one thing to add, Greg, the pre-con is scheduled for Thursday, and the electrician will be at the pre-con, so if there's some items at the plant that we should have them look at while they're here, we could do that at the same
I'm coming
time.
back at you, I got one more thing.
One more? Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna go into pre-con too. Pat got a quote from the ones that I sent, remember Lawton was down in there, and we did talk about this, so we can run those pumps, the, I call them sewer pumps, or not, well, they are sewage pumps that aren't working, and they got a quote here for one. But if we can run it through the project, I'm hoping we're not gonna do one, I hope we're gonna do them both, get it done, so.
Yeah, so the funding agency is,
If we could talk
agreed that can be a project expense.
Talk about that, and if we do, we'll get them in and get those done.
Yeah, so let's plan on either before or after the meeting, we can go to the water plant, have Blackstone look at it, and then
Okay.
we can develop
Good.
a quote for that.
Not to get you guys, but we're just getting ready to do some work in the plant, we're getting ready to do some work down there, and everything's just falling apart a little bit at the time, so we're starting to put it over on the project, try to keep it in that price of that project, of this water plant. They installed 35 meters, so that means they got 204 residential in and 75 commercial for a total of 279 out of 606, so we still got a long ways to go.
Yep.
They got, had 8 work orders, and that's from Pat down to the water plant. That's all I got. Oh, the other one, that sheet you gave us with materials, he's already given that to Tim once. I don't know if Tim's got it, but this is Pat's sheet, it's the same one you give us, and it was all filled out, so that's to Pat's specs, which I looked at, Pat.
So it's good, you're good with
Pat,
that?
I think he did a good job on it. Yep, he did a good job on it, which is fine with me.
Is that all set, Greg? Do you want me to
This one is, you can have it.
make a copy of that one?
Yep. And we went through the book with the water lines and stuff, and we got looking at that. And he's still curious about the loop on the Avery, so we'll talk about that if that ever became into play. That was the only one that he was concerned about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, he's thinking put maybe even a 2-inch loop instead of two 8-inch mains down to there, put a 2-inch loop just to move it, but. If we get an 8-inch main up there, gonna blow off, I don't think we'll have a problem. I don't think we'll have a problem. Okay, yeah, we'll put a blow off hydrant at the end. Up in the, we'll talk to Kurt and put it
Turn it
down.
off. Yeah,
Put it in that back
yeah.
lot and just blow it off once in a while.
I think
We got three dead-end streets anyway that we blow off. But I'm good after that.
Let me give the police report here real quick, and then we'll do your.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Everybody knows that our chief got sworn in, Marco Mancini, and he's been out, and he's got, some notes here. He wanted to be here tonight, but he's in the process of finishing moving, so I'm gonna read his report for him. Parking ticket issues was 118. We have received at least 4 notes from drivers who have been very appreciative of the courtesy parking envelopes, which I have in here. I would like approval to decommission the jail cells. They do not get used enough, and future arrest suspects will end up going to Jefferson County Jail and being released on appearance tickets. And what that basically, he talked to me about is, every month you're supposed to fill out a report about the jail cells and stuff, and we're not using, haven't been used in years, so if you decommission them, one less thing you gotta deal with, and they're not being used anyways.
He just has to get proper permission to do that.
Right,
Okay.
he knows. And, he would like permission to hire Lindsay Morrow Closter as a part-time police officer. I'm currently doing her background check, and we'll have it completed in about a week. And we'll talk about that when I'm done here. And I'd like permission to buy a new modem for the computer in vehicle 306. Estimate is attached. He has here, it's $1,255 at Bush Electronics. I'm continuing to work on improving the computers in the car so the tickets and reports can be done in the car. Before, the computers weren't talking to whatever, and they couldn't write tickets because they weren't doing it, they weren't printing. Well, we got the one car working so he can write tickets and print them right there. He just needs this modem in the other cars so both police officers can write tickets.
Can he get that from Annie, our IT people?
I think that's where you talk to him, is it?
Okay, I'll double check.
So, and the radar guns have been installed in both cars. I'd like to thank Jarrett for letting me use Tim to get them installed. Both cars have received oil changes that were due, and 306 needs AC fix going to Davidson's on 8/13, which is thanks to Jarrett, we'll make that happen. I spoke to Jared, advised future oil change would be done by them with notice given. I have met Alexandria Central School Superintendent, I've discussed ideas to help with traffic on Bolton Avenue. One idea is to hire a crossing guard through the village, only during drop-off and pickup times. Another idea is to purchase flashing lights for crossing at one of the crossing locations. I recall at one of the board meetings was discussed placing cameras throughout the village at key locations. I believe these monitors and reviewing these cameras should be maintained by the police department. I'd like permission to meet with those interested in the location of these cameras and get free quotes from the local companies to install such equipment. And I'm working currently on getting all officers trained in new tasers and assistance for officer move. And, he appreciates officer move, been a big help. That's pretty much it for him. There's a couple letters that we received from the, Diane's been doing quite a job with them.
I got a courtesy envelope the other day.
I got one too.
So it
And actually, she
doesn't
goes-
matter who you are.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like, I won't mention any name, but the biker, on biker weekend said, oh, can we let her back off? I said, well, if you let her write tickets, then what are you gonna do for blues and rock?
Everything.
She's just doing her job, she's doing a good job. So this is from a Nick Ebersky, thanks for the parking meter, second chance, our family visit, so we could take a short trip to see the castle. On our way back, we got onto the wrong boat, which dropped us off 20 miles downriver with no return boat travel. After an unexpected Uber drive back to the village, we found our courtesy coin letter instead of a parking ticket. We'd like to thank, we'll thank you and we'll be back to visit. Another one is just want to say thanks for having a courtesy fund rather than a parking ticket. Times like this, it reminds me that we are friendly neighbors and not adversaries. I will tell the story to others. Thank you. From Rob Jaredine from Nate Napanee, Ontario.
I thought that was when he said neighbors.
Another
I think
one.
we should kidding.
Thank you for courtesy on that one, and thank you for the courtesy coin. We love visiting the Thousand Islands every year. And then there was one more here. So, with our gratitude for the parking angel who saved us from a parking ticket while visiting Alex Bay with our family this past week, please apply this to the courtesy parking fund and keep spreading the kindness we all need around and more. She must have left something in there when they sent it to the village. That's all I got for the police report. So, we need to make a motion for the modem and also to allow them to hire Lindsay. Lindsay's, I guess you call it the SRO at the school right now.
We don't need permission for modem if he's got it in his budget, he got money in his budget.
Yeah, you don't need a motion, we don't
Okay.
need to check with
He
Annie.
just wants to make sure that if her background checks, that he can hire, I don't foresee a problem,
Motion for her, yeah.
so, we
I'll
need
make a motion, we hire.
Yeah,
a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's pretty much it for the police report, I think, since the short time he's been here. Marco's done a pretty good job. He's been kind of in a tough spot, you know, with all the part-timers, and he's figuring it out. It's gonna take him some time. And, you know, talked to him, and I asked him how his first weekend was. He goes, not bad.
Go the first weekend, the busiest weekend.
It was the weekend of the year, and but they were there, they took care of it, so it was fine, so, we're good. Gregor?
Okay. Start off with the water project. As Greg mentioned, we had the progress meeting last Thursday. Agreements have been signed with both Statewide Aquastore and with Blackstone. Blackstone's the electrical contractor. As I mentioned, the pre-construction meeting, it was tentative last week. We finalized that schedule. It's this Thursday at 4 o'clock. And our next progress meeting is September 4th at 4 o'clock, so a couple of upcoming meetings. Other items, Greg mentioned the issues of the plant. We've got that covered with the funding agency, that could be included as a reimbursable expense. I'll make sure to get the updated materials list from Greg so that we can include all of those materials in the bidding documents, make sure that meets all of the village needs. One of the big things is easements, and we've been working on easements. We've had some outreach to Mackenzie in our office, and I know the village office has had some outreach, and Sandy, I think you've had individuals stopping by. I think we're going to have to talk about the next steps. So we've been able to pick up the people that have responded, but there's a significant number of individuals that have not responded. So we may have to do some direct outreach, stopping by, and I think this time of year is probably the best time to do it. There may be some people that are going to leave after Labor Day or end of August. We can talk more about it Thursday, but I think that's probably the next step to try to get some more easements before summer's over.
Would it help if you gave the list to the office and we had somebody spend a couple hours making phone calls, reminding people?
Yeah, that's definitely an option too, to make another outreach and then schedule a time even to meet with them.
Right.
Our office can meet with them, whatever works the best to get it done.
If you think about it, jot it down on your thing too, because you gave me that set of maps and you missed a couple of water shutoffs going to houses
Yeah,
that you wouldn't think where they are, if they go to a
they're
house.
hidden.
You'll find them.
Yeah, I talked to Tim Maloney today, he's gonna get a hold of you
Yeah, and that's the one on.
for Anthony Street too.
Anthony Street, it goes back into Chuck Thomas's house way back. It goes up through Mike Rieger's lawn, goes all the way up around. Used to feed the yellow house, and then he took it and fed it to Chuck Thomas's house, did away with the one on High Street. I'll make sure you get that one, because that's right where they're coming up through.
A couple of other things, I mentioned it at the meeting, but I know Doug, you weren't there. The filters, there's two main manufacturers. We've submitted the documentation to the health department for their review so that we can bid just the filters alone as separate contracts. So just procuring the filters, so then we can finalize that design and bid the full package. And we mentioned at the meeting, the goal is March timeline to have the entire package ready to go, and that would be the filtration plant and the distribution system, the last two components of the project. Funding application update, the community development block grant application that G&G completed, that was submitted for the July 31st deadline. So that's in, probably won't hear anything until fall, I would say late November, December timeframe on that funding. Let's see, I think that was the main items for the water plant and the water project. I did want to bring up the wastewater project also. We talked about the funding for the wastewater project. Currently, the village was awarded 25% of the total project cost. And when the village applied for the funding, that was the maximum that Environmental Facilities Corporation could provide for wastewater projects. Since that time, they've increased it to up to 50%. They had a 1 year essentially grace period where they would allow you to, because you were right at that threshold, you applied the 1 year and that was the max, and the next year they went up to 50%. It was just timing wise, that's how it happened. They had 1 year grace period where you could apply to get the additional 25% automatically. Village applied, was not successful that round. Now that 1 year time period where you could do that's over, they make you give back the 25% before you can apply for the entire 50%. So we talked at the progress meeting, really with the funding you have now, the project is in limbo. So I think based on the discussion at the progress meeting, the goal is going to be to give back, essentially turn the 25% back over to Environmental Facilities Corporation so you can try to get additional funding up to 50% for the project. Otherwise, you're just in a holding pattern, and that's one of the main funding sources for a project like this. So I think the general consensus at that time, and I know Doug, you weren't there, but I think the consensus was to do a motion to address that and give the 25%, which is equivalent to approximately $4 million back to EFC, so you can try to get additional funding up to 50%.
Was there, when you applied for that, what was the estimated cost for repairs that need to be done on the sewer plant? It's like 16 million?
Yeah, so that was, the 25% was 4.2, so.
So when they give you a percentage, if the bids come in at 18 million and you got 50%, would they give you 9 million? Or they only give you, I mean, they base it on percentage?
It'd be based on the percentage of total
I
project.
mean, we're a ways down the road for that sewer project.
Right.
I mean, we got water and stuff to take care of first.
Yeah, and we talked about that too. Even if you apply this round of funding, it takes quite a while before you actually can move to the next step.
How long can you carry the funding? Say if we get rewarded the funding, how long does it carry before we have to use it or lose it? Is there
I
any,
think this was awarded in, Judy, maybe you, no, it's 23, I think was the funding round? 23, 24?
Yeah, it was.
No, it's 23 funding round. 24, you tried to get up to 50%,
Right.
and you weren't successful.
I know some of them grants are now, you got so long with it, you know what I mean, and you lose them if you don't use them, you know.
Right.
I'm just wondering how long we got limbo on that, if we go for the 50%, where would we stand? How long do we keep that setting before we have to use it? Because like Mike's saying, we're down the road a little ways before we're
Yeah,
gonna get into
it
that.
takes a while. I mean, even your water project, you started the study phase back in 19.
Yeah.
But
But you still got the funding for it.
Yeah,
So it's been 5 years done. But I think personally we should scrap it and start, and go for the more money, even though it's down the road.
I do too, I do too.
There's
yeah,
just-
because otherwise.
It's not
you're
feasible
more
for this village to try to
waiting.
do a sewer, we just can't afford it.
Right.
And I don't know that it's as far down the road at the sewer plant as we are all hoping, because there are
And we
things
know that.
breaking every
Oh,
day.
we know,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I agree, we should go for the 50%.
Yeah, I do too.
What do you think, Greg?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's entertain a motion to scrap the original amount and apply for the better. I need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to give back to EFC the original 25% and to go for the increase and grant to us the 50% for the, water project,
Sewer project.
or
Wastewater.
sewer, sorry.
Second on that?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
I'll let ESC know, and I
I
can
was
copy
gonna
the
say,
village
will
on
you
that.
take care of that?
Yeah.
Letting them know?
Yep, and
Okay.
I'll copy the village office too.
Okay.
So you've got that record.
Very good.
I think those are the main topics unless there's any questions or.
So, Tim Maloney called me this morning. He had notified me that Monday, the 25th, is, they're gonna mobilize the equipment for the water tower. So he had asked me that they want Rockwell Street shut down that day so they can get up there. But that's Monday, the 25th is
I'm just bringing a big crane in, probably.
when they're gonna be up there, so.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have more information Thursday, but tentatively, I think they are looking at the 25th, 26th, in that
Yeah, he
timeframe.
just texted me this morning.
They're planning on taking it down and doing the concrete this year, correct? Am I right?
Yeah, so initially they want to get the tank itself demoed to free up space, obviously. The other thing they're looking at is trying to do the blasting, because they have to install a water line, a new water line up to the tank. They want to do that before they get into any foundation work, obviously, without
He had asked
damaging
me-
anything.
He had asked me to contact for Jeff McElrath, because they had to do, I don't know if he said this weekend that they wanted to get in and check for.
There is, there's an individual that, and this should be covered Thursday with a progress meeting. If they do blasting, they have to check and take neighboring properties, structures, take pictures. Essentially, it's a survey of anything within a certain range of the blasting.
He said this Saturday, they're doing pre-blast surveys. So, he's the same one that did the blasting on Catherine Corwin Church in Rockville.
We usually do the basements and everything, check
Yeah,
the
they'll get-
basements,
they'll
anything,
actually
a
enter
certain
the structures.
distance of where you're blasting, yeah.
Okay. Anything else,
That's
Karen?
the 25th and 26th, that road's gonna be closed?
No, just the 25th, so we can get up in there.
25th, okay.
They just wanna make sure they get that big equipment out around there.
Can I ask you a question now, Doug's here? Are you gonna make the big meeting?
Yeah, that Thursday, this,
Does 3 o'clock work better for you, or does 4 o'clock work? Because I can switch now, I'm not.
Oh, you can?
I took the afternoon off so I can be here, so if you guys wanna move it ahead an hour,
I
make
guess
it,
Make it
up to
three.
the-
I'm good for three.
make it nicer, we'll be out here earlier
Yeah.
that way.
I'll do
Mike, can you
three.
do three?
Yep.
I don't even know if I'll be here, I'm gonna try to be.
You said
I
it
won't
four,
be
so.
What's that?
You said same thing for four, so.
And do
Does,
that three.
does four work for you?
No, I'm out of town
Right,
Thursday, so.
you weren't gonna be here, and he wasn't.
So just be the three of us.
Right.
I'll be here
I can
for
do
sure.
three.
I would try.
Three works better.
Three, I think either three or four,
I
don't
would-
matter, but if,
I was just thinking three would be, get us in and out of here earlier.
yeah, it's fine with me, yeah. This
Okay.
Thursday, right?
Cause that'll give us some time, maybe at 4 o'clock to
I can be here
visit
at
the
3.
plant after too.
Yep.
Okay, I'll confirm, make sure
So,
those
you're
contractors.
looking at three if I
Yeah.
can make it?
Yeah, just like we said at the start, I wasn't gonna make it at 3, but I'm gonna.
That's a public meeting, then that you're going to move to adjourn. the-
That's just a pre-con, just the construction
But
company.
if you have 3 board members present to discuss business at the public meeting, even if decisions aren't made.
Okay, yeah.
So we're gonna do advertising.
Well, what you
If
can
we-
do is you do your normal business today. At the end of the meeting, you might move to adjourn to
Until
that
Thursday.
particular date at that time. To continue, whether might not be making motions or whatever, but you're gonna be physically present to discuss village business at that point.
And whenever we have a meeting like that, that has more
Yeah.
than 3 of us, we do advertise it. Okay.
All right, so that, Garrett, are you good, Greg?
I'm all set, yeah. Unless there's, do you have anything
I
else?
don't see any old business here, the letters I got basically turned to new business here. So, we'll start with the new business here. So Michelle Nichols, EDU refund, Judy, you know what?
Yeah, she lives at 6 Washington Street, and she was 1 EDU, she was switched to 2 EDUs, and we don't know why, so we'd like to switch her back to 1 EDU, and you have the paperwork in front of you, I think it's almost
Which one's
a
next?
year. It's green and black.
It used to be Honeywell's house, I believe,
Yeah.
that burnt, and they redid it,
Yeah,
correct?
it's a single-family home.
It's a single family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
it used to
made
be
it
a
a duplex,
duplex.
and now it's
Yeah.
only a
Yeah.
single one.
I just trying to figure out what house it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we owe her a credit that we don't have a problem with.
yeah.
Okay. Shall we?
We need a motion to give Michelle Nichols a refund for 6 Water Street EDU.
I'll make a motion. We give her the
Second,
refund.
I'll second it.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 2, Sandy, what was that one about?
Gotta wait till we
You
discuss.
wrote a check for something, you paid for something?
Oh,
It was for before the sheriff's department said they
Oh.
were gonna do it, it was for that checker,
It was,
security background on Marco.
on Marco. We paid for, or Sandy paid for,
out of her own?
out of our own pocket, we had
I'll make
that.
a motion, we pay her back.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a bill in here, Sandy?
I gave it to the office.
Office has it. I
Right
agree.
here.
I also am voting yes, but for the future reference, a check should come from the office.
Well, I understand. It's $237.59. And then 15 St. Lawrence Avenue. Oh, it doesn't, what is that one?
Isn't there, I know they had a leak and we want to forgive the sewers, that portion of it. There should be.
Is that the Lincoln Felder?
Yes.
Okay, it's one of them trailers up there.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out
Concern
where
in
it
15,
was.
oh, here it is, St. Lawrence Ave account 10 whatever. It was determined today, August 5th, that the water meter was frozen and not working properly and leaking water. Pat from the village did see this, and we're asking for sewer forgiveness on the bill attached below. Insulation around the frozen water meter is saturated in water, and the village employee told John the village would replace the damaged insulation around the new meter.
I'll make a motion, we forgive the sewer.
How much, what are we talking?
They're usually in them trailers, the meter's underneath it, and when it cracks, it runs underneath the trailer, don't go in the sewer.
There should be a dollar amount on it.
It says, if I read this, sewer 74,
No, it should be, there should be,
sewer EDU is 9428.
You're gonna pay the sewer EDU anyway, you just don't pay the.
And then the other
You
sewer,
don't pay the
You
water.
don't pay the use, you pay the water usage.
so the water was 2904?
Yeah.
That's what it says here.
Yeah, still pay the
2904.
EDUs, because you still got the sewer.
then, so how much was the sewer?
The sewer was 7491.
The usage.
Yep.
Okay. I'll make a motion to forgive the sewer usage on 15 St. Lawrence Ave.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Okay. What else we got? Court's already done that. Doc,
DACWA, I did that.
oh, that's the,
That app.
okay.
Why DACWA?
And we gotta set a public hearing for raw water rates.
Yeah, to be raised. They're not to be raised, to be talked about.
Thank God.
Yes, for next month. We didn't get enough of our paperwork early enough from banks. We'd like to have a public hearing next month.
Can we set it just before the meeting?
Yeah, 5:15.
Okay. We need a motion for that?
We need a motion for that, or just set the public hearing?
To set public hearing, yeah.
Okay.
Motion.
I'll make a motion to set a public hearing for our next meeting in September, which is September 9th, to discuss, water sewer rates.
And lastly,
Wait, I need a second.
oh,
Second, I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
I had it, oh, here it is. Lastly, a letter of support for a library to apply for a grant. Again, this year, Material Library is looking to apply for state aid through New York State Library Construction Grant. Just like last year, as part of the grant process, and we need to supply a letter of support from the village, since we do not own the land, only the building. I have attached a sample letter based off last year's letter. This year, we are applying for a grant through the fall and upgrade our interior security cameras, add additional security cameras, add external security cameras, upgrade the camera monitor, and extend the fire alarm sounder into 2 additions. We have reached out to Doyle Security for quotes for all involved as they presently monitor our security system. Basically, the Cherry Library would just needs a letter from the village saying that we support them. Is that the way I understand that for to apply for the grant?
Yep. I'll make a motion that Mayor Putnam signs the letter
Oh, okay.
to support the library.
That was
Their
quick.
application for grant funding.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
I better be on signing it. Is that,
Yeah, that's it.
okay. Oh, any other public concerns?
I only have one more question for, when we take the water tower down, we've done all this with the water meters. Where are we gonna put the antenna back on? Has there been any talk of
I had a
structure?
discussion with Pat about that,
Okay,
and Pat says it's magnetic, and all it needs is power. And he said if they wanted to, they could stick it on the side of this one, I'm not sure that's true. So I think we need to check with somebody.
Check with,
Because I think we transmit from that one to this one and in here, right?
well, they placed that centrally so it could pick up all the meters. The tank that's coming down is more central than
Well,
this
and like he
tank is.
said, well, they're gonna have to put a tower up until we get the tower up. I said, they're not gonna put a tower up until you put a tower up.
right. And the repeaters that are inside,
They're nothing.
No, they're
They
not,
don't
they're
use
gone
them.
now.
they're unused.
That building, you were here last time, that building up there,
That's why the propane tanks are on.
that's gonna be ours. We're gonna try to leave it there. So I'm working on that right now. They said 30 to 60 days, they're gonna turn that building over to us.
County,
Yeah, leave it right there. It's cheaper for them to leave it there than it is to take it away, so nice and golf course to use it for storage. Make a nice,
I got one public concern too that was brought to my attention. I wonder, the rotary booth they got down by, is on the sidewalk.
It was supposed to be moved, and they have been told.
Okay. So, it was brought to my attention just before the meeting that, and I won't mention what happened, but anyway,
that needs to be, so they're aware of it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you all set?
I think I'm all set. There's,
Do you need him there on Thursday,
Are you available?
Jared, or?
I can be there.
or
I
Pat?
got a meeting, when is it, this Thursday?
Thursday.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll be back, but I gotta go to the island first in the morning, but I'll be back.
So our worst case
I
scenario,
got a
because if
couple
we can't
concerns.
replace that antenna, we're gonna have to read the thing that, like, yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
for the next street.
we were in a big push this, and then, you know,
Well, that's what I said, I come maybe about the crane and put it up on top of a tower or rip them down.
And I've got
It made no sense to me.
right.
I don't want to talk briefly, so. You got a couple more public concerns there?
But I wanted to talk.
I do.
to Matt.
We talked about the truck, so that's good. Parking meters. I have had 2 owners, business owners downtown that they have no parking of their own. And they're not happy every time they come up to the town to pay their fines for the parking things. And they're asking, is there any way that the business owners can rent, like, not necessarily the spot in front of their place, but pay us a permit fee for like a year for, say, $100. And you, dockside, have a permit, so when your employee comes in, they can put that employee parking thing in there or something. Can we come up with something? Another, because Bree's getting really pissed off about paying these things.
I
And
think, wait, that would have to become a local law, I think.
okay, I'm just bringing up
We need
so
to
we
think
can
about
bring things to think about.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
look at it, okay?
Another thing that, that was Bree's suggestion, Jarrett suggested, what if we take over by behind the post office where people don't even realize there's meters and make that for downtown employee parking?
But you got no parking meters for it, and you can't get parking meters, they're too expensive for parking meters for it. That's why we don't put meters, there's no meters even on the door.
Yeah.
All the people gotta do is go park there.
But if they could permit parking and make it just permit parking.
Put a sign, parking by permit only.
I mean, we don't even have half of Bethune Street done.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could generate a permit.
A permit parking lot.
Yeah.
Do it, the back, cause that's gonna be a permit parking lot, that's where you're gonna park.
That's a good
I
idea.
mean, I totally understand where they're at, but those were a couple of the suggestions that came up, that maybe for next year, can we put that on a list of things for next year to do? Who, in talking with what Court just brought up about power on that power pole, who's gonna call NIMO, National Grid, and take care of that?
You will not get a receptacle there to plug the fire pole in, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Ain't gonna happen. That's for your Christmas light and decorational uses only, those receptacles that they put up there to put your Christmas lights on and stuff. That's what that's for. They're not gonna let you plug in stuff to charge your firebolt and stuff. I would doubt.
Well,
Maybe.
we can make a phone call, what's the worst thing they can say?
I mean, if you can talk them into putting a receptacle on there, go for it, but that's not what it's used for, usually.
Let me talk to my contact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see what he says, but I don't,
You
I
guys
think we've
don't
tried
know,
that
so-
before.
Talk to John, talk to
We
Morgan.
do the Christmas tree and everything, you know, that one behind the.
Right.
Hang a wreath off it or something, just change
Right.
it.
Meantime, we'll run a
Change
big,
it with the season.
Go from a flag.
big, or 12-tube extension cord.
Well, I would, myself personally, I would like to see them have a line run down the side of the dock and put a
Well, they're gonna
dock
have,
box there, like the ones they have at Bonnie Castle.
well, they're gonna have to do something, they're gonna have to run a 12 extension
You're
cord
not
off
just
that
gonna run
pole.
a foot extension cord. to the
I was gonna say, that ain't gonna work anyways.
No.
Run conduit out of the bottom of the plug down and run it down.
And I did get several comments about the courtesy envelopes. They are very thankful. I did have a question on the wharf. It seems a shame that we really haven't had any people. There's tall ships, if you're undertaking that, tall ships. Also a site, there is a fee for that, which it is kind of hefty, but any advertising that we do, if you're gonna do advertising that's gonna count, we need to spend some money. And it's a shame that we spent how many millions to get that wharf and there hasn't been a vote there this year. I know that.
Well, that's why I said the court.
that
would be
for
nice to see
tall
something personal.
ships, what's it called, tall ships?
Tall Ships America.
Tall Ships America. It's $750 to be on their website, and you can, I went onto it and checked it out, and you can put pictures of your facilities and this and that. With our, downtown revitalization, will our new bathrooms have showers for boaters?
It depends how much, not originally, it all depends on how much money we have and what we can spend in there.
And they have a design, they're supposed to,
Yeah.
Where are we at with that? That was my other question.
Well,
Where are we at?
We got paperwork from them that we filled out and sent back in, and the local people that were approved have heard from them, and their concern was, it's like we're starting all over again, it's an application. I said, no, it's not. They're making everybody not start all over again, but there's paperwork you have to fill out, and they feel like they're starting, but it's just the process to make it work. They sign it, they schedule it, and then they can go. And we're kind of the same thing. Nothing's gonna happen probably till November.
Is there somebody working on blueprints for us and design?
You can't do a thing until we get them. We are assigned their people.
Okay.
are they, I thought they said we could use our own architects.
Well, we
They
have
had
to
like-
wait till we get to that point. It's a lot of money,
They had a lot of money in there for their,
right? And if we could use our own, but we can't just do it. Yeah.
Island owner Dave Peach has requested that the village office get a list with contact information for all the island owners, so that when trash pickup gets changed because they're short people or whatever, their trash isn't sitting wherever they leave it because it's windy and it goes into the river or whatever. But if they could be somehow notified, I don't think there's a lot of them. How many people do you
No,
pick
there's
up?
only, there's, what, 5?
You'd be lucky if we get free.
Right, but I think there's 5 all total.
And what we did was, is we actually had laminated signs that we actually left and said, we're moving the date down to a Wednesday. So Wednesday mornings, we will be here to pick up your garbage, so.
Okay, as long as it's been addressed, he brought
You
it
did
up.
with my garbage up.
You take yours, you bring yours back.
Did any board members get the notice from TI Tourism, Thousand Island Tourism, that there is have you heard about it? Like, it's like a, I don't know if I wanna call it a symposium, it's a conference, it's on September 22nd, it's at the Harbor Hotel in Clayton, and as village board members, we're all invited. I have signed up, I'm going. There's a fee for a lot of people, the general public, but if you're a member, it's like $35. If you are an elected official, it is free.
What's it about?
Tourism.
Oh.
It's a statewide thing, like they're coming from all over. It's kind of like what we went to before, but it's not on nuclear power, it's on
Did you
tourism.
get an email, or
Yeah,
if you could
yeah.
send to us?
You're the only one that would look at it.
Send it to me, I didn't get
I
it.
meant to print it, and I, for some reason.
no, the only 2 get even.
Yeah, so I'll forward it to you. I'll forward it to you, but if any of you guys
You didn't hear me.
might be available to go, I will sign you up.
He
Just let
loses
me
his
know.
phone all the time, that's why he
What's up?
can't get
When
you
is
guys.
it?
It's September 22nd from, I think, 5 to 7. There's
That's over
food.
there.
It's a Monday. It's a Monday.
You're right.
What?
I knew I knew that day.
Dave Mosey's.
I knew I knew that day.
That's all I've got.
No, there's 14 islands.
Pam, I got a question for you.
What's that?
14 islands.
There's 4?
We got the new police chief going,
Right.
I thought there were 18.
and I wanna ask the board members, whoever right
Boy, the
here,
village should be rich.
would we like a picture in the sun of introducing Marco with the board here, or I can do it myself, if you guys are interested, then I think we ought to have a picture of the new police chief.
I think we ought to too, put it in
Yeah.
sun.
I
think
think that
we
would be
should.
very nice,
I don't-
absolutely.
So,
At
can
least
we
we-
set it up when he'll be back tomorrow? And if not, as soon as, whenever we can get everybody together
Yeah,
and take a picture,
just let me know ahead of time when.
like right here in front, you could take it, like the sign, the Village Alex Spade,
Just got dressed up tonight, get him here.
Took your weekly bath.
didn't do no good, 'cause I walked from my car to here, and I was wet.
Okay, we'll try to get it coordinated within the next week or so, okay? All right, thank you. And I see the letter about the hospital thing.
Yeah, you gonna go?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna ask you some questions.
And then, well, there was something else in that envelope, what else is in there? Was that the letter from the library?
You should do that.
Something that,
You want more than that?
Is in the town over there?
So, we want to do I need a motion for that?
A motion to go into executive, session to discuss litigation.
I talked about it earlier, but just so you know, let's take 5 minutes, Jim, and talk about that, okay?
And then we have to adjourn.
Okay, we got any questions for you, Lisa?
We will adjourn.
There's gotta be a second.
Everybody second it? I made the motion.
What is a second?
Judy seconded.
I second. Can I have the,
All in favor?
Aye. Guys, say yes.
Say
Yes.
aye.
I
Intention.
just wanna ask about the water rates, like, is that gonna be listed somewhere, like what it is now and what?
Nothing was decided yet.
Yeah,
That was,
we're,
that was
it's just preliminary.
You're setting up the hearing,
just,
no.
right.
They might not do anything, they might say the same, they
We
might.
just got paperwork.
Should I not mention?
Yeah, don't mention it. This is.
Yeah, you'll have everybody's arms over
No,
it.
no, 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 no. The thing is, we're supposed to
Don't get him mad at us
figure that out.
Okay, thank you.
Did you ever follow up
Thank you.
with,
And that's the end of the month, August, I think I read, right? I had a little ceremony to break ground.
I think if we could get over it,
Yeah.
about that trap door.
Pretty sure that's what it's like.